Hi everyone, it's me Alejo and welcome back to Alejolab. Today I want to share with you my fight to create a game using PowerPoint. You'll have to stay until the very end to see who really won.
The last day of 2019 was the deadline for the PowerPoint Game Jam. A Game Jam is an event where people gather to make games based on a certain theme and limitations. They are usually made in short periods of time, and this one was open for a few weeks, but I started working on it when there was only 23 hours on the clock. It was hard to find time for this project anyway, so I will try to do it in under 1 hour. Could be some kind of challenge. I had already decided I wanted to use the ability to detect the mouse over certain objects and create a cursor escape game with some time limits. With the mechanic in mind, almost all the time went by arranging objects in different layers and moving them around in the animation queue. I found that I could put a whole level in one slide and control everything with action triggers. I learned there is something called kiosk mode that will hide all the controls, and that's really handy for this type of game, so the player cannot move between the slides. And also I found an SD bug where animations won't reset correctly when returning to a slide from an action trigger, and you have to add a blank slide so the slides come from a transition, and that will reset the animation queue. In the end, all of this research took a lot of time, and the hour was already gone when I realized. So I was able to wrap it up, kind of, but in reality, the game was not even playable.
Defeat. I wasn't able to finish the game in 1 hour. What am I going to do now? Oh, no. Please, have mercy. No, no. Have mercy. But wait, it's not over yet. I will finish a game in PowerPoint. Whatever it takes. Let's go.
Despite having my attention divided, I was able to work on the game for 2 to 3 more hours, and with all the main problems solved and a clear design in mind, I decided to start over. At this point I have figured out what needs to be done, and I can start the work from scratch and do it quicker, better, and easier to replicate for new levels. And yeah, let me show you how I implemented the main mechanic.
This is a new slide. First thing we do is to create the background, and we create an object that covers the whole screen, and this is the danger zone. Whenever the player goes on this area, we are using the trigger on mouse over, the player will go to a slide that is the game over slide. So it's game over. Next thing is we add this path in which the player will be safe. He can move over this object and will not be in danger. Next we add this rim that is an indicator. At a certain moment, when it's at the same size of this object will appear on top. You cannot see it appearing because it's the same color. Here it's a different color, so you can see. And this is the object that you can click and will trigger the next segment to appear. And this will be over the objects. Actually this one disappears, and then this will be over. So when this disappears, the player is now on a safe zone again, and he can go to the next point. What happens if you don't click this on time? This will disappear and the player will be on the danger zone, so it will be game over. So I can repeat this segment and I can copy paste it all the times I want to create a very large level. For the start, I'm using a bigger area because You can never know if the player is going to be here or here or here after pushing the button that I put here, roughly here. And then for the last step, I also need an extra object, so when this disappears, the player is still on a safe area.
Finally, it's time to create some levels. At this point, I see the need to have some kind of backstory to tie everything together, and I came up with this idea of the PowerPoint giving orders, being a bit pushy and asking the player to obey. And this worked really well in the end, because it was a way to convey some emotion while having instructions that were integrated in the game context, and I think it also gives the game some personality.
The game is finished. Now it's time for you to obey. Obey! Do as I say! Try the game, don't load! Try, finish it. Obey! Obey!
Obey. A bossy and obnoxious game featuring cutting-edge minimalist graphics, your full obedience, and 2 different endings, one of them nobody has been able to find yet.
That's the game I made. You can try for yourself if you go to the link in the description on my itch.io page. And if you try, please leave a comment and say what do you think about it. And also, if you know of any other thing, an engine or even not engines or whatever that I can use to make games with, you can tell me in the comment as well, and I might try it in the future. Hope you like it, and subscribe if you're new. I am probably going to reach 1000
subscribers
very soon, and I'm planning to do something special for that, so stay tuned. And until then, see you in the next video.